Good morning. My name's Evie. Welcome to yoga. I'm here this morning and I'm working on this light setup. So go ahead and grab your mat and your block um, and anything that you might need for meditation, such as a pillow or a blanket. Go ahead and gather those things and we'll meet up on our mats. So once you're all settled, let's start out on our backs. Go ahead and lay out flat on your back, comfortably resting your arms and legs. Then take a deep breath in through the nose, exhaling from the mouth. And begin to notice how your body feels right here, resting on the ground. And then begin to take longer inhales and longer exhales. Allowing all of your breath to exhale from your body. Let's start to add some movement by wiggling the toes, spreading your toes out, perhaps flexing your feet, turning your feet side to side, and then move up through the rest of your body. Legs, torso, arms, hands and fingers, head and neck. On your inhale, hug your knees to your chest. Continuing to take those deep breaths right here. Go ahead and drop your knees off to one side. Take your arms out into a T. On your next inhale, bring your knees back up. And on your exhale, bring your knees to the opposite side for a twist. Let's go ahead and hug knees back into center. And then start to shift side to side, massaging your back into the floor. Let's take deep breaths here. And let's go ahead and extend one leg up, one foot up, and just take a moment to rock a little bit, forward, side, back. Inhale, exhale. And switch. And then extend both feet towards the ceiling. Let's point the toes up towards the sky and then back towards the face. Try on a couple ankle circles here. Going in both directions. And then press your feet down to the mat. Lift your hips up for a bridge pose. And just shake it out. Shimmying your hips side to side. Take a big breath and then exhale and bring your hips down to the mat. Hug your knees to your chest and rock forward. And then bring the soles of your feet together, sitting up tall and just taking a few more deep breaths here in the stillness. Go ahead and plant your feet on the mat. Bring your hands somewhere comfortably behind you and then drop your knees off to one side and off to the other side. So your knees should be wide. We're actually starting to stretch out our hip flexors from here. So continue to alternate dropping your legs off to one side. Try sitting up tall, leaning into the hip girdle. You could even walk your hands forward. But we're not going to stay too long in that fold. We're going to continue to move, bringing in circulation, getting that blood flowing, getting us ready for our yoga practice, our vinyasa. Let's go ahead and take one more on either side. Might feel good to take a twist. And then go ahead and crawl your way to a tabletop. Coming to hands and knees. Let's curl the toes here and push back into the arches. Walk the hands forward, pushing into the hips. And just pause. Maybe you want to bring your forehead down, but we won't be here too long. So let's take a deep breath, pushing into the arches, into the calf muscles. Inhale and exhale. Come back up to your tabletop. Relax the tops of your feet and move through some cat and cow. And then gently move into your child's pose, taking your knees a little wider, bringing your toes together, walking your hands up the mat, and resting your forehead on the mat. Think about pushing back into your hips and thighs. And you may need to use your hands. Let's go ahead and take one final breath. And as you exhale, move into downward dog. And let's pedal out the feet, walk out the hands. Taking deep breaths here, feeling that release. And then walk your feet up to your hands, coming into a ragdoll. And perhaps this morning you take a couple little sways or twists, or maybe you just hang in your arm bind. Notice what you need here for your body. And we're going to set an intention for our practice. Let's go ahead and take a big breath of air and exhale. When you're ready, roll yourself up to stand, with your head being the last to lift. Let's go ahead and take those arms up overhead and bring the palms together, shifting side to side, leaning with your arms, leaning with your torso, pulling those shoulders up out of the shoulder girdle, stretching, inhaling, exhaling. Go ahead and release your hands. Take a big breath in as you look up, and on your exhale, fold forward. Coming back to our fold, take a halfway lift, lengthening through the spine. Forward fold. This morning we're going to set up our chair pose right away. Big toes come to touch, hips sit back, arms reach out. Then fold forward. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Inhale, root and rise up. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Inhale and rise. Exhale with your fold. Halfway lift. And fold. Take your peace fingers around your big toes. Give yourself some space in your feet. Soften your knees. And let your head and shoulders hang. And then take your feet wider than your mat. Drop your hips. Shake into those hips. Use your hands as a guide. Might feel good to just take full low squats or a goddess squat. It's up to you. And let's find a space where we can breathe comfortably for 3 deep breaths. And gently release. Let's heel toe the feet back together. underneath the hips and roll back up to stand. Reaching up overhead. Inhale. And exhale. Fold forward. Step back to a high plank. Take a big breath in. Exhale, downward dog. On your inhale, bring your right toes to the sky. Bend your knee and open the hip. Go ahead and extend your leg long and bring your foot back down to the mat. Inhale your left toes to the sky. Exhale, opening the hip. And extend your leg long again. Let's drop all the way down into our tabletop. We're going to do that same thing, extending one leg, bending the knee, and opening the hip. Try taking a couple little circles. Inhale and exhale. Let's go ahead and move into the opposite side. Circling through that hip, bending the knee. And then take your knees wide again, bringing your toes together behind you, sitting back into child's pose. In your child's pose, take a big breath in and walk your hands to one side of the mat. Take another big breath and walk your hands to the other side of your mat. Take a big breath in, come back to center. And let's start to shift forward into puppy pose. Bring your knees together. Let your chest and arms float forward. Hips stay lifted. Puppy pose. And you may even get your chin down to the mat. Let's take some deep breaths. And then start to move your hands back and bring your forearms to the mat. Curl your toes, lift your hips, dolphin pose. You can walk your feet in more towards your hands. You may even be able to set up a headstand. Let's go ahead and come back down. Pressing into tabletop. I'm going to shift one foot up to the hands and stand up into warrior one. Think about that front foot coming out to the side of the mat and the back foot taking up space, moving out to the opposite side of the mat. Reach up. Let's open to warrior two. Take an inhale, reverse. Set your arm down onto your top thigh for side angle. And then let's extend. Try taking that top arm around your back. And then bring both hands to the mat. Turn your hips forward, crescent lunge. So you are balancing on the ball of your back foot. Reach up. Inhale and exhale. Let's go ahead and bring the hands down to the mat. Step your back foot forward to a fold. Halfway lift. And fold. Move into your warrior one on the other side. Stepping one foot back, bending in the front knee, pushing into the mat, reaching up. Warrior one. Let's go ahead and open into warrior two. Take an inhale and reverse your warrior. Exhaling into your side angle. And extending a little deeper into your side angle. Let's go ahead and bring the hands to the mat. Roll onto the back toes for crescent lunge. Breathing in and breathing out. Bring your hands to the mat and step forward. Halfway lift. Forward fold, step back, high plank, low push up, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Step or float up to your hands. Chair pose. Take a twist. And fold. Release. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Chair pose. Twist to the opposite side. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Step back into warrior one. Step forward, fold. Halfway lift. Fold. Opposite side, step back, warrior one. Forward fold, step forward. Halfway lift. Forward fold. High plank. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Warrior two, step forward. Reverse. Chaturanga, high plank. Warrior two, opposite side. Reverse. Chaturanga. Child's pose. Back to your downward dog. Step one foot up to the outside of your hand. Low lunge. Lizard lunge. Breathe. And then transition into a low crescent lunge, reaching up. Step back, downward dog. Take your opposite foot and step up to the outside of your hand. Low lunge. Drop the back leg. Twisting open, making space. And then slide your foot in a little bit here. Keep that back leg on the floor. Reach up. Crescent lunge. And let's rest back in our child's pose. Breathing in, exhaling all that there is. And then go ahead and come out onto your belly. Bring one foot in towards your bottom, bending your knee, and reach back for your toes, foot, pulling in, stretching out the front of your leg and your hip. You can get both hands around your foot. Come up for a small floor bow. And let's release, shaking out that foot and relaxing your leg onto the mat. Try it on the other side, bending your knee, grabbing for your heel or your toes. Maybe you can get both hands around that foot, coming up for a small floor bow. Let's go ahead and release. Shake it out. All right. And since we're here, we're going to move into a locust pose. So zip your legs up, reach your arms back, lift off. Breathing in, breathing out. Well, let's go ahead and rest the chin on the hands and bend the knees. Windshield by bring the feet side to side, releasing any tension in the lower back. Going to be here for a few breaths. Really deepen into your breath here. let's push back into our upward facing dog. Child's pose. 2 breaths. Downward facing dog. Right side crescent lunge. Left side eagle. Tree pose. Downward facing dog. Take a big breath. Release. Left side crescent lunge. Right side eagle. Right side tree pose. Mountain pose. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold, step back, move through your chaturanga. Low push up, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. I'm going to try that whole sequence again. So gather up your strength, rally your motivation, and step up for crescent lunge. Right side crescent lunge. Reach up. Left side eagle. Left side tree pose. Reach up. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Step back, chaturanga. Left side crescent lunge. Right side eagle. Right side tree pose. Mountain pose. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Right side tree pose. Left side tree pose. Mountain pose. Hands to hips. Right knee lifts up. Flexing your right foot. Kick your foot forward and back. Kick back, airplane pose. Reach forward, warrior three. Standing splits. Forward fold. Mountain pose. Hands to hips. Left knee lifts up. Flex the left foot. Kick your leg forward and back. Airplane pose. Warrior three. Reach forward. Standing splits. Forward fold. Go ahead and stand on your hands. Add a squat. From here, we're going to drop down. So come sideways on your mat. Bring your knees and your shins and the inside of your feet onto your mat. Give yourself space. Frog pose. Let's go ahead and push back into the hips. Breathing in and breathing out. Let's go ahead and shift forward and back. Start to come up out of your frog. We're going to transition into half pigeon, so feel free to take that in a forward half pigeon or on your back. And let's connect to the breath wherever you're at. Breathe in, exhale, breathe in. Let's go ahead and start to shift to the opposite side, half pigeon or pigeon on your back. Go ahead and press back into downward dog. And then come all the way down onto your bottom. Go ahead and take a seat, extending your legs in front. Take a big breath in, reaching up. Exhale and fold forward. Let's go ahead and roll out onto our backs. Bringing the feet up for waterfall or legs up the wall. Let's go ahead and hug knees to chest. And just pause in your breath. Bring the soles of the feet together. And rest. Breathing in, breathing out. Feel free at this time to take any final stretches. Such as knees to chest, happy baby, perhaps a twist, or any other posture you would like to try. you're coming to the end of the practice. So go ahead and finish up and then start to get comfortable laying out on your mat for Savasana, however you feel comfortable for this final posture. And we're going to set up for meditation. So if you have a pillow or a blanket nearby, feel free to grab those items. And allow yourself to get comfortable on your mat with your items for our final rest and meditation. Let's go ahead and take some deep breaths of air, allowing the mind to clear and the body to rest. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe it out. Gently bring some movement back into your body, wiggling fingers and toes. Let's hug knees to chest and roll to the side. Infant's pose, a place of new beginnings. And when you're ready, press yourself up to seated. Let's go ahead and breathe in, reaching up overhead, drawing the hands to heart center. And we'll close with 3 O's. Breath in. Thank you for sharing your practice with me this morning. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you for joining me for yoga. Have an awesome day. Take care.